Good afternoon. I am honored to be here standing before you as a NAFEM president. It is both humbling and energizing. I never expected to be here as president. It was my friend, Rob Connolly, that called one day, and as unexpected as that call was, the conversation was even more unexpected. We talked about taking this role. I stand here today because of that phone call, and actually it was many conversations, and then I stand here today. So I'm warning you all, you get a phone call from Rob Connolly, just be careful. You never know where you're headed. But something you said to me, Rob, when I was taking the officer rotation, you said it's been a while since there's been a female in this role. You said it's been quite some time, actually. And what you don't know is you brought back a flood of a memory for me. See, T&S is a family-owned business. Started by my father and my uncle. And as Penny and Greg and Josh and so many of you know, that when you grow up in a family business, you learn about all of this at a very young age. I thought everybody sitting around the dinner table grew up talking about NAFEM, or reps, or the NRA, or dealers, and everything food service. You get accustomed to talking about, that's what you know. Well, I distinctly remember a conversation with my father later on in life, as I was just starting out on my own, and I asked him, hey, anything new going on with the business? And my father was an older gentleman and old school. I mean really old school. World War II veteran, Marine, Purple-Hearted Iwo Jima, a real guy's guy. You get the idea. And he looked at me and he said, yeah, you're not gonna believe it. And I said, what? He said, they put a gal in charge of NAFEM. I looked at him and he said, actually he said abroad, but. And I just looked at him like, and he looked at me with amusement in his eyes. And he said, what the hell? And he just walked away. Well, that broad was Louise O'Sullivan. Those are pretty big shoes to fill. Anyway, he passed quite some time ago, and I just wondered what he would have thought today. One of the greatest rewards, well actually I've got some thank yous, so bear with me. One of the greatest rewards of serving on the NAFEM board is the opportunity to work alongside such exceptional individuals. People who become more than fellow board members, they become your friends, and that's just incredibly special. Another benefit is working with this incredible NAFEM staff. Deidre, Charlie, Celeste, Alice, Felicia, Rebecca, Amy, Marianne, and Kathleen, who's holding down the fort in Chicago, thank you. You always make it look easy, and you certainly make us look good. And with the help of Buffy Levy from Smith Buckland, thank you all for everything you do to bring the NAFEM show to life each year. It's always better than the last. To my T&S team, I have the privilege of working with rock stars, each and every one of them. And as we all know, you can't do something like this if the team can't make it possible. To Ken, who is here, and to my team at home, thank you for all that you do. And finally, to my husband, Tom, of 35 years. I guess you're now the first gentleman. Without his constant love and support, I would never be able to do what I do. Together, we've raised 3 incredible children, Pierce, Olivia, and Audrey, young adults. I can't say children anymore. And we've built a wonderful life, all while managing 2 careers and a very full, often crazy schedule. Thank you for always being there, being by my side, and being on my side. Thank you. So back to our program. For the next 2 years, I'll work alongside the board and also our officers. Steve as president, Greg Baggett as president-elect, Will Means as secretary and treasurer. It'll be a great 2 years. On a personal note, after being bracketed by these 2 Ohio State boys, Greg and Steve, I'll be happy to have Will there, fellow Carolinian. I think I finally have a level playing field. We're certainly going to miss having Rich Packer at the table, someone who always kept us on our toes, and as evidenced by the video, we never knew what he might say or wear. It was always a great laugh. To the NAFEM members and attendees, thank you for being here and supporting this summit. As you know, NAFEM is a trade association representing more than 500 commercial food service and equipment supplied manufacturers, and our collective voice and impact are significant. Our strength lies in the breadth and engagement of our membership. The time we spend together at this summit strengthens our connections, sharpens our focus, and advances our shared mission to ensure NAFEM remains the central voice of our industry. I believe that when most people think about restaurants and general food service, they often picture the front of the house, the chef, the server, the menu. But we know food service depends on something less visible to the consumer and absolutely essential: the equipment and supplies that power safe, consistent, and efficient operations. We're not just building products, we're enabling outcomes, the ability to feed people well, safely, and at scale. And that's why our work matters. That's why this association matters. As I step into this role, I do so with deep appreciation for the presidents who came before me. Many I've had the privilege to work alongside, each of whom has advanced this industry in meaningful and lasting ways. Kevin Fink strengthened the relationship among the 5 families: NAFEM, CFSA, FIDA, FCSI, and MOFSI, and brought about our social purpose. Rob Connolly led with complete resilience and somehow kept us together as the world pivoted through COVID. Rich Packer helped bring us back together, live and in person, anchored in service, show, security, and sacrifice. And Steve Spittle championed social purpose while elevating fiscal awareness, the trade show, and industry mentorship. That's just a few of our past presidents' missions. Their leadership matters, and it sets a high bar. Now, I'm not about to reinvent what work they've done at NAFEM, but rather endorse the many causes that previous presidents have championed. As I begin my term, I want to keep several of these initiatives for NAFEM front and center and ask for your support. They are very simple. I believe in simple. And after this morning's heady topics, I'm ready for a little simple. But they are important. Let's start with the trade show. As you heard, it's our hallmark and a cornerstone of our association. Think about this successful journey. The NAFEM show was held in Dallas in 1973, the very first one, with 8,000 visitors and a show floor footprint of less than 55,000 square feet. Fast forward to today, and we're welcoming more than 20,000 food service professionals with show floor plans spanning over 330,000 square feet of exhibit space. That's incredible work. That growth didn't happen by accident. It happened because NAFEM members show up with innovation, creativity, and investment. The continued success of the trade show is critical for our companies and our industry. Members, please encourage participation at every level: dealers, consultants, reps, service providers, and operators. Talk about the show in your meetings. Challenge your teams to raise the bar on creativity and innovation for your exhibits. Post-show feedback shows attendees enjoy the show, but always want more. More new, more hands-on, more experiences that help them solve real problems. Let's give them more. Challenge your team to do that. The TSEC committee, led by Greg Baggett, Buffy Levy from the Smith-Buckland Group, from the Smith-Buckland Group, is working to make the show great, and the NAFEM Show 2027 will be great. Members, please do your part to make sure it's the best show yet. For advocacy, our industry must have a voice, and NAFEM is how we amplify it. Before acts are passed and regulations are enforced, NAFEM is paying attention, monitoring how legislation and regulation could impact member companies, and giving us tools to make sure our point of view is heard with lawmakers, agencies, and stakeholders. Advocacy isn't political theater, it's operational reality. The charge led by Charlie and Felicia is constant and ever-changing. So I ask you to please participate, listen to the webinars, look at the advocacy tracker on the NAFEM website, and most importantly, make sure the right people in your organization know about these efforts. Get them involved. And then purpose. One of the things I'm proudest of is that NAFEM has made social purpose measurable through NAFEM Fighting Hunger, and as Rich showed us, our impact is substantial. Please remember, NAFEM matches member donations of food, funds, and volunteer time, and impact stays in our communities. And again, we've made over 50 million meals possible to neighbors in need through the signature program with Feeding America. That's the power of a collective. It's not a company doing one good thing, it's an industry choosing to lead with purpose together. Be part of that critical initiative. You will never regret it. People. The future of our workforce and our leadership pipeline depends on what we do now. If we want this industry to remain strong and innovative, we have to welcome and develop the next generation. We need young professionals to see what we see, that food service equipment is high impact, high innovation field touching technology, sustainability, safety, design, manufacturing, service, and customer experience. All of it. We need to help them connect the dots. This isn't only a career path, it's a mission. We feed people, we support communities, we solve real problems every day. Let's recruit with intention, mentor with consistency, and create real on-ramps, internships, early career networks, ride-alongs, show experiences, and meaningful project ownership. Start with the NAFEM show. Let them experience it early. Talk about our social purpose with intent. Show it's not just work, but what makes a difference at work. Discuss our advocacy and how that NAFEM doesn't just exist, it protects and advances the industry we operate in. Let's just not invite them into the trade. Let's help them build a future in it. The road ahead is full of challenges, challenges that now appear weekly, if not daily. But challenges can create opportunities. The learnings from this summit, our educational and training programs, our outreach, our collaborations with our channel partners, and of course, the NAFEM Show 2027 in Orlando, and so much more make for a bright future. And I look forward to working towards our future successes together with all of you. If you don't know me, please feel free to stop me, call me, email me. I promise to listen, to represent you responsibly, and to work with our association on what matters to you. I'm a plumber. That's what you do at T&S. I'm just a plumber, so I fix things. Feel free to talk to me. Thank you for your trust.